coming up.
I look really because I've just had a baby. That's why I've got this extra bit of like cookie dough stuff around my tummy.
Look at my gunt.
Like,
I've just had a kid. I have to confess, one manic morning I was juggling breakfast, finding lost shoes and wrestling everyone out of the door and realised I'd forgotten to put a dress on. But oh my God, that's absolutely brilliant. I love it because we've all done it.
But actually, I think you probably could use a vibrator as a bit of white noise.
I'm sure people have tried it. It's that desperation.
Whatever works.
Now, I love a party, but I've never done like a gender reveal party. But they are like all the rage now, aren't they? To like have the reveal, like the guy will kick a ball and he'll be dressed in white and then the colour explodes. Have you seen some of the fails?
I mean,
it's so funny.
Have you seen when it's quite obvious that they're quite annoyed at the result?
Yes.
And you just think, oh no.
And then I saw one where they did the gender reveal and the mum literally pushed the daughter-in-law out the way and she was hugging the son.
I saw that.
Like,
that was awful.
Out the way, this is my moment.
Know.
And then everyone was like really cross about it. Or I've seen one where a lady was leaving the house with a balloon. And the kid in the background.
Oh my God, I saw that as well.
And you've got like your gender reveal on the Ring doorbell.
Oh no, I saw another one saying like there was a balloon and there was a toddler that was, being a toddler.
Yeah.
And the mum like bent down to tell the toddler off and then the balloon went off in the air. So they didn't even know what the reveal was and that they had a party and everything and it just went off.
Oh no.
Did you do a gender reveal?
No. So yeah, we found out on the scan with our first because he had his legs open and we saw his
Oh, right.
And then the second we didn't find out, but we were really like, don't tell us, we don't want to know.
Yeah.
And then for our third, that's when we did the nip test and found out early, but never told anybody.
Oh.
And a big part of me wishes that we didn't find out, but then I feel like it's nice when you've gone through labour and you're like, oh my God, what is it?
Yeah.
Like, what is it again?
No,
where you're getting like stitched up like a blooming.
We didn't find out with any of them, but we had 2 boys. And I don't know if you got this, but when we were pregnant with our third, everyone was like, is it because you want a girl? And I was like, no, it's because I want a third baby. I don't care what they are. It would be nice, I'm not going to lie, it would be nice, but that's not a reason to have, that wasn't the reason we went for a third. So we didn't find out. And I remember when I was giving birth, I was on all fours and I looked through my legs when she had come out, and the first thing I saw was her little vulva, and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. That was my gender reveal. I looked through my legs and saw it myself. It was lovely, actually. It was a really nice surprise, and yeah, my husband was all floods of tears, and I remember saying to him, like when you're changing the nappy, because it's very different changing a nappy from a boy to a girl.
Yeah.
Boy, you can just go out, it's all done. It's all
put a sock over the
within
winky.
Reason, within reason. I did change nappies properly, just saying. But with a girl, it's like from the top to bottom, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to be very, very careful and intricate.
Yeah.
It is an intricate area. And I remember saying to my husband, if you give her an infection for not wiping properly, I'm going to be furious.
It's funny that you say that. Like so many people, said to me, you're having a third baby? Well, I stopped at 2 because when I had my second, my experience was awful. And then they start to tell you why they didn't have a third. And you stood there like heavily pregnant going, fantastic. Well, I'm going to get this thing out my soon and it's going to really hurt. But thanks so much for telling me that. Or are you trying for a girl? And it's like, no, I just presumed I was going to have 3 boys. I've always thought I'd have 3 boys. So it was a real shock to have a girl.
Same.
Which is, again, it's amazing. But yeah, people love to say, oh, were you trying for? Yeah. Like, what was it you wanted? It's like, I didn't want anything other than just my own healthy baby. Yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah. When I had my second boy, I actually did get comments, even from strangers I remember queuing up at a post office and I had my second son in a papoose on me, wearing white, like a white little onesie. Yeah. And I had my son, who was clearly a boy. And this guy in the post office said, oh, what is it, a boy or a girl? And I went, oh, it's a boy. And he looked at my son, who went, really? Boy. He was like, better luck next time. And I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. This is amazing. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter. And who cares? They're healthy. They're here.
You've just given birth and then someone will say, are you going to try for a second one then? What age gap are you going to wait for? And you're like, Jesus Christ, let me heal.
Do you know what I find is there seems to be like this conveyor belt of questions asked. So you're single. Yeah. When are you going to get a boyfriend? You get a boyfriend. When are you going to get engaged? You get engaged. When are you going to move in with each other? You move in. When are you going to get married? You get married. When are you going to have a kid? You have a kid. Another kid. You have another kid. Yeah. When are you going to get divorced? And it's like, can you all just leave me alone? Okay, I've done everything. Not that I have divorce on my radar just yet, but he's a very good choice for my first husband.
But people, I remember my husband went to this to have a meeting once, and he said, "Oh yeah, because my current wife, she's
current wife,"
and like one of my friends was with him and was like, "Andy, did you just say your current wife?" And he was like,
"Wow,
yeah, she is." It's like, yeah, but you don't say my current wife as if like,
wife.
I'm planning on getting her the out my house pretty soon. I was like, you don't say that. You current. I always tease him about that.
So should we have a look at some fails this week from our listeners?
This is like my favourite part of the show.
I love this part.
So after your Spanx video, I have to confess, one manic morning I was juggling breakfast, finding lost shoes and wrestling everyone out of the door for nursery drop-off. Somehow we made it on time. I jumped straight onto the train for work, sat down, went to take off my Mac and realised I'd forgotten to put a dress on.
Oh my God.
And a coat. Mortifying. I had to hop off, stop early and buy a dress.
Oh my gosh.
There was also a reel I saw last week of a door cam catching a mum leaving the house without her trousers and quickly realising.
Oh my gosh, the poor lady.
But they do feel like, because they hold you in, they do make you feel as if someone's cuddling you.
Yeah, but to forget your dress.
Imagine, like an important meeting. But it's so easily done, isn't it? I quite often will wear clothes inside out.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Don't realise it. Or like odd socks is now, that's just a thing for me. Because I'm like, I don't have time to find all the matching socks. But oh my God, that's absolutely brilliant.
I've left the house in slippers before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Like where have you gone to?
The high street.
Oh, right.
But, kind of thinking, but I was a bit annoyed because when I got home, I mean, obviously I was annoyed, I'm wearing slippers. But when I got home and then I couldn't wear the slippers, up the stairs and around the house because they're like my indoor shoes that now we're exposed to outdoor. So
imagine someone would look at you and go, "Oh dear, she's got 3 kids."
I know, but
and I wonder
brilliant.
if the lady with the Spanx, because we didn't settle the debate about having holes in Spanx for your flower to be exposed.
Yeah.
I wonder if she had a hole in a flower area. Yeah. Imagine sitting on the train thinking, got a bit of a breeze on the old vajay there today. And it's the Spanx. Yeah, maybe that's how she realised.
Maybe, she got a little draft. Right.
A draft. If you're in Yorkshire, you'd say a draft.
A draft. You got a draft.
A bloody draft on my flower.
In the bath. I was a new mum and absolutely exhausted. My little one had colic and cried for what felt like 23 hours a day. Oh, God bless you. In a moment of sheer desperation and delusion, I saw an ad online for a designer swaddle blanket promised to be the one thing that would soothe a colicky baby. It cost a small fortune, but in my sleep-deprived state, I was convinced it was the solution to all my problems. I felt a surge of hope as I carefully wrapped my screaming baby in it. The silence was a full 2 seconds. He immediately broke free, started crying again, and then, in a moment that felt like an act of pure defiance, projectile vomited all over the designer fabric. So there I was, sitting on the floor holding a still crying baby in a blanket that cost more than my monthly grocery bill, now covered in vomit.
Aww.
I just want to give this lady a hug.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's the sort of thing that you would cry about, but you wouldn't tell people about.
No.
Because you think, if I told my friend that, they'd be like, for God's sake, it's just been sick on a blanket. But when you haven't slept and you're the colic, screaming colic phases. I remember I had a friend and she phoned me and she said, can I just ask, when you had your babies, what white noise did you use? And I said, I found an app actually that was quite good. I mean, I had all these teddies and stuff. What she was actually doing, she had a baby in a bouncer. She had 1 foot and she was rocking it. She had a hairdryer in one hand and a Hoover in the other and white noise music on. And she said, and her room was like, and she said but the baby went to sleep.
Yeah.
And she said she didn't dare stop any of this movement. And her husband came home and he was like, babe, what the are you doing? And she was like, I'm settling the baby.
I mean, you do whatever it takes to
in
get
that moment,
anything. Whatever. I must admit, one of the most greatest hacks I did for white noise was a hairdryer.
Yeah.
And I put it on the cold setting. So the vibrations of the hairdryer, the baby can feel.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, it worked every time. And to a point where when all my kids were even got to like 2 years old and having a massive meltdown, I'd be like, come with me, and to turn the hairdryer on. And it's almost like zone out. I might try it now. But the hairdryer was a definite one. And there was one day where I didn't have a hairdryer. I think we were away somewhere. And I actually got my electric toothbrush, turned it on and just put it next to my baby's head. And
And just settled them.
Yeah, made him go
It's
to
like
sleep.
those rockets. Have you seen them?
Yes,
like a new thing where it vibrates.
Yeah.
So I saw a friend, and I had the rocket, and I think I'd charged it, and it was like jumping a bit on my worktop. And she was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, what have you and Andy been doing?"
Oh God, she think it was a massive vibrator.
And I was like, it's not a massive dildo. It's like literally that big.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it probably could fit in, to be honest, after 3 kids.
Yeah,
you never
exactly.
know.
Yeah, I was going to say, but actually, I think you probably could use a vibrator as a bit of white noise.
I mean, I'm sure people have tried it. It's that desperation.
Whatever works. You need to get that baby to sleep. But I do feel for this mother. Bless you. If you do have a vibrator, maybe don't do that. It's terrible. Don't.
No parental guidance where anything goes today on the
just
show.
give your kid a vibrator, it'll be fine. There is that
give
scene
your daughter a dildo.
in Sex and the City. I don't know if you've seen that scene where Miranda's baby doesn't stop crying and Samantha just gets her massive vibrator and just put it next to the baby.
Oh, so it is a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just white noise, it's vibration, which is basically, what a vibrator does.
Does a lot of things.
Yeah, it does. Yes.
Yeah.
It's pure pleasure for everybody.
So next fail. This happened to me just the other day. I'm a mum in the absolute trenches right now. I'm not sleeping at night and I've just had a bit of a pause for swearing. Don't worry about it. However, I've had to see the comedy in these moments. Anyway, I was so sleep deprived one day, all the days, and my baby is cluster feeding. And in my haze, I basically had a 2-hour window where my boob was out on full display. I'd answered the door to one delivery driver, a postman, and I'd also spoke to Mike from next door as I was putting out the bins.
Oh my God.
I didn't notice until my boobs started getting full again and leaking.
Oh my gosh.
This is
brilliant.
My
Awful,
favourite
but
kind
brilliant.
of story.
Yes. Oh,
I love it
her.
because we've all done it.
We've all done it.
Like,
I mean, maybe not so much out the whole time, but wow.
Barry from DPD has seen my more than my husband in the last 12 months, let me tell you. It's like you forget.
Gosh.
And then you need, I always felt like after I'd finished feeding, I just needed a bit of air to my boob. Because you constantly got those pads on, and then the cups that catch you like leaking milk everywhere. I felt like I'd just wet all the time. Yeah. So I just like to free them and air them. And the amount of times where I've gone and answered the door and stood there and been like, oh my God, and like half molded my it was like really boulders in Parma ham just took around the jaw. It's just bleh.
I think it's probably more embarrassing for them as well, like the delivery drivers. Actually, I wonder how many times a delivery driver has seen that.
Yeah.
What they've seen at the front door with a ridiculously tired mother, just like
just wet patches.
I remember a parcel was delivered and my sleep deprived chaos trenches, and he gave me the parcel. I went, thanks. I went, love you. And he just went, love you too. And he was just being nice to me. But I just told a delivery driver that I loved him. I don't know who he is. But I was just like, oh.
He was back the next day though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was back the next day. Yeah, he still comes.
You think of all those things. I remember when the bank phoned me and they said, I need, when they ring you and they're like, oh, hi, is that Hannah? You need to answer security questions to me. And it's a bit like, well, you're ringing me, mate. Like, why do I have to answer? Yeah. Anyway, this person from the bank was like, what was the name of your first pet? And I was like, I haven't had a pet. And he was like, well, I need to know the name of it. And I was like, I haven't had a pet before. And then he was like, well, you failed the security questions. I can't proceed. And I was like, there's a fraud on my account. What had happened is the answer was, no. I haven't had a pet before. Just say no. But I was shouting at this man going, I don't have a name because I've never had it. And I just had to say no before he could proceed. And then basically there was so much action on my account because they phoned me as like, it was detected as like fraud. So my card had stopped and I couldn't answer the security questions. And I was like, if I wasn't tired, then it wouldn't have been a problem. But it's just...
But I love how you were upset that you were like, I don't have a pet.
I cried on the phone to the man at the bank. And then at the end, he was just like, are you okay? I was like, I've just got a baby and she's not sleeping.
I remember crying at an army commercial, when it's like, be the best or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And like, people signing up to the army and doing these incredible things. I remember sobbing through that. Like, I'm going to join the army.
What, to get away from your kids at the time? Or,
yeah. Army roll out of the nursery. probably.
Isn't it funny the stuff that you get like upset about? It's just so circumstantial.
It's
Circumstantial.
circumstantial.
It's
circumcision.
It's like we did stuff. I remember being in Superdrug and they didn't have the eyeliner left that I wanted.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, I can't, what am I going to do?
Do you know what? That's just triggered a memory. I remember a Mother's Day gift was a voucher to go and get a massage.
Mm-hmm.
And I was running late, obviously, because the kid did a poo or whatever. And I had to clear it up before I went by myself to go and get this lovely massage. And I was so excited. And I got there and I was about 15 minutes late. And they were like, sorry, but you've missed your slot. And I sobbed.
Did you?
At the receptionist. I was just like, I just really need.
Oh no, you were like hyperventilating.
Yeah, like hyperventilating, shoulders going, like snot everywhere. And this poor receptionist, not a mother, very young, like Saturday job, just stared at me like rabbit in headlights. And she was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I was like, and then someone came along and they were like, it's okay, it's fine. Don't worry. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then still when I got my I can't remember what it was, I think it was a massage or a foot massage or something, couldn't stop crying. It was like someone had turned on that tap.
Yeah.
And it just went, could not stop crying. But it felt really good, but I can't ever go back there.
And how old were your kids then?
But young.
That's probably the first time you were away from the kids as well, where you just had like a half-hour window.
And I just was so excited to just have this time to myself. And then I felt like it was taken away from me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just need this for myself. I deserve this. Yeah. So yeah.
And you get to that point where I do this sometimes where it's like when the babies were born, I wanted to tell people that I had a newborn baby.
Yeah. Yes.
And you know, you're just like, oh, I've just had a baby.
Yeah.
Or, and in my head, it was like maybe justifying my appearance, my behavior.
Oh my God, 100%. Oh, I remember doing that. Like I look really because I've just had a baby.
Yeah.
I've had a baby. That's why I've got this extra bit of like cookie dough stuff around
Look
my
at my
tummy.
gunt.
Like,
I've just had a kid.
Yeah. Like everything looks rubbish. I've just had a baby. Yeah. I remember doing that. Yeah.
Especially when you have a massage, which I think I had one like as a gift, a similar kind of thing, like I just had a baby and you have to be careful because you're breastfeeding and everything. And I remember being like, oh, like I've got like cellulite all down the backs of my legs. And, you know, I've obviously got like quite a fat belly and my boobs are massive and veiny, like a London tube map because I'm breastfeeding. And I look like, and I've got pigmentation all over my face, my really saggy and my vagina's battered. But honestly,
such a magical time.
It's a magical time.
It's a magical
I'm
time.
So happy.
I once meant to message my friend privately about how relentlessly another mum was going on about World Book Day costumes in a school WhatsApp group. I'd said she needs her own WhatsApp group called Things Nobody Asked, except I didn't send it to my friend. I sent it to the school WhatsApp group. Oh my God. I realised, panicked and deleted immediately without saying anything. But I saw that at least 3 people saw the message, including her, forever hoping they don't bring it up. Oh my gosh.
Including she saw it.
I mean, we've all done that, haven't we? When you send a message to someone that you don't want to send it to. My mum did it the other day and she's 78, so it never stops. And that panic. But also when you see a deleted message in a WhatsApp chat, I'm like, I'm like, what is it? What did it say? Who's it about? You just never know. And to be fair, World Book Day, it's like the Met Gala for kids, isn't it? Like, it's like, what do we wear? And then it's like, you know, if you have 2 kids wearing the same outfit, it's like, you know, who wore it best? I mean, it really is stressful. I'm quite pleased now that our school just come in wearing pajamas.
Well, it's the mums that they go to town with a hot glue gun. There's a mum at school that said to me once, and I hope she never listens to this because she's literally said this. She was like, what's Bradley and Logan doing for World Book Day? And I was like, when is it? And she said, like, it was literally in like a few days. Yeah. So what I didn't realise was World Book Day was replace one item. Bradley and Logan went to school head to toe in their Star Wars costumes with a face mask and everything. But the best picture I've ever got of my kids was Bradley with a face mask on. And I could see the anger in his face because he's literally like, because he was so off that he got to school and he was like 8 years old and everyone else just had maybe like a tie or like a one item, like a jumper. And he was head to toe, you know, the shoe covers and everything. It was an offer.
You really went to town.
Yeah. He was the full shebang. Or I dressed Logan a few years ago and the teacher was like, so who have you come as then? And then he was like, I don't know. My mummy said she read a book when she was younger, but I can't remember what it was called. It was just the only thing I had in the cupboard.
That's brilliant.
And I was like, Mummy read this book about a bunny rabbit with green ears and like a purple tie.
Yeah. It's a very special book.
Yeah.
You can't find it anymore.
Yeah, Mummy wrote it. It's never been published. She wrote it this morning on her notes on her phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
I once sent my kids in just wearing normal clothes, and the teacher was like, "Who are they?" And I was like, "They've come as Kipper and Biff and Chip and all those characters that you get in those really annoying books," and they're starting to read. And and then I was like, "And there's my husband. He's come as Floppy." The teacher was like, "It's a bit early for that."
What would your husband say that you went as?
Oh, I don't know, probably a witch. So.
I honestly think though, if our husbands listen, we should get them on the podcast one time.
Do you know what we should? I think the other day my husband was like, yeah, I think we should. He was like, "I don't think I should listen to your podcast because I don't want it to start an argument." I'm like, "It won't. I paint a great picture of you, babes. Most of the time." We should get them on. We should get them on, actually.
We should. I think we should ask listeners if they want our husbands to come on.
Yeah,
they should
their
tell
side
us
of the story.
Yeah,
their side of the story. Actually, what's interesting with that is when I wrote my book, I gave my husband a chapter.
Did you?
Yes, he had a right of reply. But it was only fair. And it's fascinating because all the things that our partners do to piss us off, we piss them off.
Yeah.
And things that I do, he's written in the book. And I was like, "You do that? I didn't know that annoyed you." And he was like, "Yeah, because I just don't nag about it." And I'm like, "Oh!"
And you were like, "Well, there's 48 chapters about you."
Yeah, exactly. I was like, because I'm literally like, I think I'm perfect. I don't do anything that annoys you.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, there's this and there's this and there's this." I'm like, "Yeah, I do that."
And then it goes to chapters.
Yeah. So we should have them on. Right.
I've been listening to your episodes and I can fully relate to all the swimming stories. This is a fail from me, but I'm also blaming my husband here. Like so many of your listeners, I'm a mum of nearly 2-year-old and our weekends often revolve around swimming just to tire him out. We can have a quiet afternoon. She's my spirit animal. At our local pool, there's a mini elephant slide that he loves, but he just can't quite grasp that he needs to slow down on the steps. He races up as fast as he can, excited and overstimulated on a very slippery surface. I'm trying to hold on to him, but he's just pushing me away, shouting, "Mummy, off!" So my husband takes over. He gets him to the top of the slide and without even a hand to hold him, our son slips, lands on his head and slides down with a massive plop into the water. For a second, all I could see was my baby, eyes wide open, just starfishing underwater. I grabbed him out, there were tears, and of course, I immediately started the low aggressive tone at my husband for not watching him. The perfect start to a relaxing Saturday.
I'm sorry to giggle, but I've been there, and when you're in the moment, you're like, this is like, for sake.
Yeah.
Like, this is meant to be a nice, enjoying Saturday morning thing together as a family. And it's like, I just want you to, it's like, well, you said your story when you're on holiday and you wanted your husband to watch your kid. And in the end, you had to get someone around the pool to help watch.
Yes.
Because your husband was like, yeah, fine. And it's like, no, there's water, it's slippery.
Danger, hazard, water, danger.
Oh, God. I wonder if the lifeguard got the whistle out. There's nothing worse when you get the whistle from the lifeguard.
Oi.
You can't run. You can't do this. You can't have fun. Oh, gosh. Bless her, though.
I know. It's like we've all been there. And the amount of times where we went for a walk a few weeks ago with some friends. And you know those like zip line things that the kids can sit on and they go over the bark. And Annabelle had climbed up onto the frame of that. And I'd specifically said to my husband, can you just watch her? It was like 1.5 meter drop. I was so embarrassed because the 4 boys, our 2 and our friends' 2 boys were there on this platform. We're all stood around. And Andy just turned around, carried on drinking his coffee. My coffee was on the floor from earlier and it was cold. And he was just casually drinking his. And Annabelle just fell off and it fell in slow motion because if Andy had just kept hold of her like I asked him to, and I did the whole like aggressive low tone, like she said.
Absolutely.
And I literally just went, for f***'s sake, like really loud. And then I looked and I was like, I've just sworn directly in eyeline of 4 little boys. And I was so embarrassed, but I was so angry at my husband for not just holding on to her like she was 1.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so sorry, naughty jar. You know, Hannah shouldn't have said that. No, I didn't know what I was saying. I'm so sorry. I was like really flustered. And I thought I shouldn't have had that reaction, but when it comes to your child and it's like danger. But
also it's just so basic.
Yeah.
It's basic. Make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
Just do the job properly.
Like I'm so uptight when it comes to anything like that. Annabelle was absolutely fine. And what annoyed me actually is she kind of rolled over and was like,
yeah, do it again.
But in that moment, because she just went quiet, I was like really angry.
Yeah.
And then Andy was like that, babe, she's fine.
Yeah.
Like gritted teeth.
It's pet peeve. Thank you again for all your messages. We absolutely love hearing from you all, so keep sending them in. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please do leave us a review and share it with a friend, especially that one friend who keeps buying stuff on TikTok shop at 2 a.m. Me.
We all do it. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Parental Guidance, so you never miss an episode.
We'll be back next week with more fails, more laughs, and I'm definitely winging this moment. See you then.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.